good morning. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Nivedna Prabhu. First up, the controversial Supertech Twin Towers in Sector 93A of Noida were razed to the ground. The mammoth task was executed by a controlled implosion by the Mumbai-based Edifice Engineering, which partnered with South Africa's Jet Demolitions. While it took only 9 seconds with explosive connections on each of the floors of the Sian and Apex, it came as a big blow, monetary and symbolic, to corruption. But why the extreme step? Find out in this report.
A breathtaking marvel of modern engineering. 2 towering skyscrapers biting the dust. And a clear message against corruption. Almost 9-year court battle culminated when the Twin Towers were turned into rubble in 9 seconds. A pile of almost 80,000 tons of debris is the only testimony to the 100-meter tall towers that once stood at the spot.
Many would say that finally the much-awaited execution of Supreme Court orders that took place this afternoon around 2:30, the Twin Towers were brought down, and what remains is right now what you see behind me, the rubble of the Twin Towers, 100-meter tall towers brought down.
While the officials claim no substantial damage to the adjoining buildings and they're sure that all arrangements are made for clearing of the debris, health advisory too has been issued. Water sprinklers and anti-smog guns were activated at the site soon after the demolition to help contain the dust. Now gone, the towers were to have 40 floors with 21 shops and 915 residential apartments with a fascinating view of the city.
आसपास की सोसाइटीज़ में कोई डैमेज ब्रॉडली नहीं है, लेकिन जैसा मैंने बताया अभी जस्ट ब्लास्ट होके हटा है। 1 घंटे के अंदर स्थिति बेहतर पता लगेगी।
लार्जली जो पूरी एक्सरसाइज है एज पर प्लान्स थी और उसका एग्जीक्यूशन बिल्कुल एज पर प्लान हुआ है। बाकी अभी एक्सपर्ट टीम्स जो है वो मौके पे हैं, वो असेसमेंट कर रहे हैं। हम लोग भी अब उधर ही जा रहे हैं। उनका असेसमेंट के बाद जो है आपको फिर अपडेट देंगे।
हमारे को एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन ने रिक्वेस्ट किया था टीम स्टैंड बाय करने के लिए, जो उनकी रिक्वायरमेंट के हिसाब से हमने टीम्स यहाँ लगा रखी हैं। रेस्ट जितनी भी डिटेल है वो प्रशासन देख रहा है, उसको तो आपको वहाँ से मिल जाएंगे। एनडीआरएफ का जितना काम था वो पूरा होने का हमारे अभी तक कोई रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं।
The explosion was followed by loud cheers as residents of nearby societies celebrated. Republic's reporter from the ground were included in the celebrations as residents shared laddus while other groups danced. But on another side, it was a day of mixed emotions from the home buyers who invested their hard-earned money into Supertech towers as they saw the towers descend into rubble.
हम इसीलिए वहाँ रेंट पे रहना शुरू किया था कि जैसे घर बनेगा हम इसमें शिफ्ट हो जाएंगे, क्योंकि बच्चों की पढ़ाई सब उसी एरिया में हो रही है तो वो इजी हो जाएगा। लेकिन आज वो उम्मीद ऐसे तो ख़त्म ही हो चुकी है, लेकिन कम से कम आप लोग के थ्रू योगी जी तक, बड़े बड़े अधिकारियों तक ये आवाज़ पहुँचे कि हम क्यों बैंक के डिफ़ॉल्टर हैं। जो चीज़ मिट्टी में मिली हुई है हम उसके लिए डिफ़ॉल्टर हैं। पैसा मत दीजिए, कम से कम डिफ़ॉल्टर तो मत बनाइए। हमें आज़ाद तो कर दीजिए उस टैक्स से जो हमारे पैन कार्ड पे और हमारे अकाउंट्स पे लगे हुए हैं।
जो बचे हुए हैं उनको कोई हार्म ना हो, क्योंकि जो होना था वो तो हो चुका, जिसने किया वो भी हो चुके। भ्रष्ट है, त्रस्त है, आई डोंट केयर। अब हमें उनके साथ कुछ नहीं लेना देना है। ये तो जो होना था बिहारी जी की इच्छा से सब हो चुका। तो हम ये चाहते थे बिहारी जी किसी को कोई तकलीफ ना हो।
The Supreme Court had on August 31st, 2021, ordered the demolition, upholding a verdict by the Allahabad High Court. It held that illegal construction has to be dealt with strictly to ensure compliance with the rule of law. And as the 2 towers symbolizing corruption bite the dust, the question remains, will this demolition help put a check on realtor, bureaucrat, politician nexus? Bureau Report, Republic TV.
While the demolition of the Noida Twin Towers served as a big message to the corrupt, a big concern was always the environmental impact of the procedure and how it would affect life and property around it. Watch how the authorities ensured there was minimal impact to the residents of Noida during this demolition of the decade.
3,700 kilograms of explosives, 9,400 points of explosion. This is how this 103-meter tall symbol of corruption was brought to the ground in a span of just 9 seconds.
Tower of deceit, the tower of corruption has finally been brought down. It's now been turned into dust. The 32 and the 29th floor Twin Tower has finally been brought down. The biggest message to all those corrupt officials, to those corrupt builders, no longer will India tolerate this. Today, what you're witnessing is corruption has come down. It is a meltdown of clearly those people who thought that they could have taken every Indian for a ride. And this perhaps is the biggest lesson, as we saw in just about 9 seconds.
Producing a dust cloud that rose to about 300 meters above ground level, this megastructure was reduced to 80,000 tons of rubble. 30,000 tons of debris will be processed, while the remaining 50,000 tons of the debris will be buried. It would take over 3 months to clear this debris from the demolition site. One of the biggest concerns in the aftermath of the demolition was the possibility of the air quality in Noida taking a hit. But the air quality was being closely monitored. At 1:30 p.m., the air quality index stood at a moderate level of 94. By 2:30 p.m. at the time of the demolition, the air quality index rose to 101, a level considered unhealthy for sensitive groups. At 3:30 p.m., the AQI rose marginally to 102. The air quality remained at a moderate level through the rest of the day. The air quality in Delhi also remained largely unaffected by the demolition. A critical factor on Sunday was the wind direction. As north and northwesterly winds blew through Noida, the clouds of dust moved further towards Greater Noida and towards Uttar Pradesh. To counter the possible environmental hazard from the resulting dust, fire tenders and 10 anti-smog guns were used, along with water tankers fitted with sprinklers. Sweeping machines were also deployed on roads in a radius of 2 kilometers from the demolition site. In the controlled explosion that was conducted after months of planning, authorities suggest there was minimal impact to residents and property nearby.
जो प्लान हुआ था वो सक्सेसफुली एग्जीक्यूट हो गया है. जो फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड लेवल ऑफ क्लियरेंसेस थे एजेंसी के द्वारा वो दे दिए गए. उसी के क्रम में हमारा क्लीनिंग का काम जो है वो शुरू हो गया है और जो सप्लाईज रिस्टोरेशन है वो भी 15-20 मिनट में एजेंसीज आ जाएंगी और वो अपना काम शुरू कर देंगी. AQI जिसका सबसे ज़्यादा रेजिडेंट्स में पैनिक था, उसको हम लोग 20 मॉनिटरिंग स्टेशंस जो ITMS के थ्रू हमने लगाए थे उनसे लाइव मॉनिटर कर रहे थे और उनका डेटा हर घंटे का हम लोग रिकॉर्ड कर रहे थे, जो अभी हम मीडिया में भी रिलीज़ करेंगे. तो दैट इज़ प्री एंड पोस्ट डिमोलिशन बिल्कुल सामान्य डेटा है, तो दैट इज़ ऑल्सो ऑल अंडर कंट्रोल.
लार्जली जो पूरी एक्सरसाइज है एज पर प्लान्स थी और उसका एग्जीक्यूशन बिल्कुल एज पर प्लान हुआ है. बाकी अभी एक्सपर्ट टीम्स जो है वो मौके पे हैं, वो असेसमेंट कर रहे हैं. हम लोग भी अब उधर ही जा रहे हैं. उनका असेसमेंट के बाद जो है आपको फिर अपडेट देंगे.
देखिए, हमारे को एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन ने रिक्वेस्ट किया था टीम स्टैंड बाय करने के लिए, तो जो उनकी रिक्वायरमेंट के हिसाब से हमने टीम्स यहाँ लगा रखी हैं. रस जितनी भी डिटेल है वो प्रशासन देख रहा है, उसको तो आपको वहाँ से मिल जाएगी. NDRF का जितना काम था वो पूरा होने का हमारी.
What was once a 103-meter tall behemoth was reduced to rubble in a span of 9 seconds. And the mammoth exercise, which took months of planning, has resulted in minimal impact to property and the environment. And what the nation witnessed on Sunday also serves as a strong message against the misdeeds of corruption. Bureau Report, Republic TV.